Okay, this video is all about clears, clear stickers, holographic stickers, and spot layers. So you can see I've claimed four of them, right? Two clears, two hollows, and we're going to kind of talk through these. So for this first one, it is on a transparent background, and this is what we need for all clears and hollows. In order for the spot layer to work, we need transparency. So this one is going to be super easy. We tag this one with this standard outline script. This one is also a clear, and we can see it is not transparent. So there is a opaque white background that we are going to need to remove. And because of that, we're also going to need to manually come up with the cut line for this one. This would actually be a good use case for the image editor. You would just click Open Editor, and then you'd hit Remove Background, and it should be able to remove that for you. I'm actually going to show you how to do it a different way, the manual way, so that if for whatever reason this isn't working, you're able to still be able to generate spot layers. So this one's a manual cut path. This is another great use case for the image editor. We can see it's a holographic sticker, and there's a note on this one. They don't want a spot layer. So I want to talk about spot layers real quick for a second. For all clear and holographic stickers, we do need a spot layer. However, for the holographic spot layers, they do not have to be on the artwork. And I'll explain what that means when I proof this one. But basically, the long and short of it is all clears require spot layers on the artwork. Holographics are the only ones that have the option to not include the spot layer on the artwork. So that is just something important to keep in mind when you see requests like this. So this one, they don't want a spot layer. We'll show you how to make that request happen for them. This one, they want a hollow border, and we can see it is not transparent. It is opaque, so we're going to have to remove this background as well, but not from the artwork, just from where the border is going to be. And then I'll show you, this is a great use case for Open Editor. I want to convert this one to a PNG so that I can actually see what I'm dealing with. It's a little bit easier to work with. This artist had uploaded this as an SVG, so we're going to convert it to PNG. This is going to take just a second for it to pull through. And then when it does, we'll just have to hit the accept or reject button. And we still have to tag, I believe, the other proofs. This can take a little bit of time, especially with some of these vector files like SVGs or AI files. Typically, you would want to still just use whatever file the artist had provided, but for there are use cases where you wouldn't, and this feels like a good way to demo that. So here we can see we're not able to see the current image because our editor doesn't open any vector files, but we can see the converted PNG, so we're going to hit accept image. And then we're going to go back to the claimed, right? And then we're going to tag this one as, we don't want the offset on this one, but we do want the standard trace, and then this one is tagged as manual. So we're going to download the current list, and this should take just a second to download. And then we're going to save it to the desktop. And we're going to extract the artwork, extract all. Okay, so that downloaded. Now we just need to extract the files. And we're going to open these in Illustrator. Okay, and then we'll start this just like any other uh, proofs that we make. We're going to run the Control-Alt-G as in good script, which is going to run the image trace script for us. This takes just a second to run. Two of these are manual, so we're going to have to manually come up with the um, image trace for these, but the other two should be handled by the script, and it looks like that ran. So I'm going to organize these. This one ran, and then these two we have to do manually. So we'll get these two easy ones out of the way first, right? So you're going to go through and run all of your standard scripts like you would with any other proof that you're making. So this one needs to get simplified, and then it needs to get resized. And then we've got a couple of points on here that we should work on with the direct select tool. We're going to just get some of these sharp angles out of here. Yep, I think I'm on the artwork layer, so I'm going to lock that. And we're going to just round some of these out a little bit. All right, that's looking better. Got a little notch right here that we're going to try and clean up. Okay, so this one should look pretty good. So we're going to just check it, give it a once over. Okay, this one is, we're done so far with this one. It is going to need a spot layer, but the good news is since this is tagged as a clear and it already has the transparency on it, all we have to do is Control Alt semicolon, and it will automatically add the spot layer for us. And that proof is done. So as soon as a proof is done, we want to find that folder. And then we're going to go into the upload proofs. And we're going to upload the proof. Whoop. It's got to go into the box where it says copy. Okay, so here's the proof, right? We can see it's clear. And this is the SVG. There is a spot layer detected, and anywhere that is highlighted in the neon green is covered by spot layer, and you can toggle that on and off to see if your spot layer rendered correctly. So this looks good. We're going to accept, and we're going to submit that proof. Perfect. And then I'm going to empty these out so that we don't get confused with the further exports. All right, so 1 down, 3 to go. This one is also relatively easy. I do want to bring the cut path in just a little bit. So we'll run the negative offset script 3 or 4 times. All right, that's looking good. Now we're going to run the simplify script. And then we're going to run the resize script. So I had said that all of our holo or clear stickers require a spot layer, and I'm looking at this and I can see I need to bring the negative offset in just a little bit more. Perfect. Okay. So then I also have to run the simplify script again and the resize script again. Perfect. Looking good. So this one, the note says please don't add a spot layer, but in order for it to get printed as a holographic sticker, it is going to need a spot layer. So what we do in cases like this is we're going to make a little square off of the artwork, and we're going to make it solid white. Okay, and then we are going to name this spot. Okay, but all spots have to be raster, so we are going to rasterize this, which is object rasterize. 300 is fine. We're going to hit OK. And I actually need to rename it again, because as soon as you rasterize it, it renames. So, okay, this one is done. Very simple. Control Alt semicolon, and then we're going to upload that one as well. Okay, so had we not included this little square, it would have said spot layer not detected, and it would not allow you to accept or reject the image. So that's why it's very important that it still includes the spot layer, even though it is not on the artwork. Here's what the proof looks like, and we're going to hit accept and submit proof. Okay, so now we've got the 2 tricky ones. Okay, so for this one, we have to manually come up with the cut path, but before we're able to do that, we need to remove the background. All of our machines come standard with Illustrator. Some of them have Photoshop, some of them don't. If you are working on a machine that does not have Adobe Photoshop, you can download these images to your own personal computer or use whatever image editing software you prefer to remove the background. But I'm going to demonstrate how we do it using Photoshop. Um, I'm going to use the magic wand tool, which is the W key. And I'm going to click on the white background and then hit the delete key, and we can see that started to work pretty well. We do have to clean up some of these little spots in here, even though the cut lines are not going to be around these. We want the transparency effect to be there, so we've got to clean out all of these little shapes. You just select and delete. There's lots of ways you can do this. This is my quick and easy go-to that I use often. Depending on the design you're working on, you may have different requirements to be able to accomplish this. But for purposes of this demonstration, we're just using the wand tool, and that's working pretty well for us. And I think that's all of them. Oh, there's one more I missed. Okay, so now we just hit Control S to save. And then we go back into Illustrator, and it'll say some files are missing or modified in the links panel. Do you want to update them? The answer is yes. Okay. We do need to embed the image again. And we don't need the clip group or the rest of this layer. We just need the artwork, and we can name this image. So if I drag this onto the background, we can see that it's transparent now, so that worked well for us. I'm just going to undo that. Undo move. Okay, so from here, we can duplicate the image, and then we're going to lock one. We're going to hit image trace, and this is going to be how we get our cut lines. We're going to increase the threshold to try and get some more contrast. All right, that's looking pretty good. From here, we're going to hit expand, and again, we're going to delete, whoops, edit, undo move. We're going to, with the direct select tool, we're going to delete out the shape, and then we're going to hit Control Alt A to merge as many paths as we can. We'll see if that worked. I might have to just use the Pathfinder tool. That's looking pretty good. That looks like that worked very, very well. So you'll see we still have 4 different cut lines. We need to get all of these on one. If we go to Object, Path, Offset Path, we're going to set this to round, and we're going to increase this to about there. Okay, now we can select all of these cuts, and we're going to go into the Pathfinder tool, and we're going to hit Unite. All right, so we have a compound path. A compound path doesn't work for us. We need to hit Divide, and then Unite again, so it's all one solid path. All right, so that's the first step. Obviously, we've got some issues going on with this. We got deep inlets, we got peninsulas, so we got to take care of this like we would any other design. But first, I'm going to run simplify. That helped a little bit. And then I'm going to zoom in here. All right. And with the ellipse tool, gonna start filling some of these holes. That's kind of the big one right there. Oops. We're gonna undo that ellipse, and we're gonna go into the direct select tool, or the select tool actually. And I need to grab the ellipse, not the cut path. Perfect. This one has got to get plugged. We're going to plug that whole shape right there. And then I'm going to run Control-Alt-A again. And if that doesn't work, I will just merge these. Oh, it didn't work because I had this locked. Okay, so actually probably got to fill that right there as well. We're going to fill that one some more. Now from here we just have to get some of these acute angles out. Round this out a little bit more. That's a bad one. I'm actually just going to use the pen tool, and we're going to delete that anchor point right there to round that out a bit. Okay. I think this is the only spot I got to touch up. This looks good. So from here, we're going to want to obviously Control-Alt simplify, and then we're going to Control-Alt resize. So there's a couple of options here. We could just Control-Alt semicolon like we typically would because we have transparency on this now. But I also want to show you how to generate a manual spot layer, and the hotkey for that is going to be Control-Alt-P. I think I have to have this unlocked. Control-Alt-P. Okay, And you can see it's all white where it needs to be. We've got a cut line, an image, and a spot layer. So we hit Control Alt semicolon, and this is going to export it. If there had not been a spot layer on that, it would have auto-generated it for us. But if we go into here, we've got the file ready for us. So we're going to go to Update Proofs. And we can toggle on and off the spot layer, accept, and that's what the proof looks like. We are good to go. Submit. Perfect. Which means we have just one last proof to do. Okay, so this is the last one that we have to do, and it's just like the last one. We're going to go in here, select the image, we're going to unembed the file, we're going to hit save, and then we're going to hit edit in Photoshop. Photoshop's going to open up in just a second, but it's the same deal as last time. We're just deleting the background out. So the wand tool is selected. We're going to select the background, click delete. The note had said they wanted a hollow border, so we just need to delete out the background. So from here, we're going to save, and then we're going to close Photoshop, and then we're going to update the link, right? This has got to get re-embedded, so we hit embed, okay. We're going to pull this out so that we can delete the rest of the clip group. This gets duplicated. All right, we're going to lock this one. But before we lock it, we're going to call it image. Now this one we are going to bring on top, and we're going to hit image trace, preview. We're going to increase the threshold so that we're able to see what the result is. This is perfect. This is what we're looking for. We're going to hit expand. Then we're going to delete out the background, and we're going to select the group, and we're going to go to Object, Path, Offset Path, and we want round, and we're going to crank the offset until some of the shapes start to touch. So from here, we're going to go to the Pathfinder tool, and we're going to unite all of this. Then I'm going to use the ellipse tool, and I'm going to fill in some of these shapes a little bit. And then I'm going to hit Control Alt A. We're going to put this all on one path. This has got to get pulled out just a little bit with the Direct Select tool. All right, that's rounded out. Okay, we are looking good here. I want to fill this just a little bit because that looks a little wonky. Control Alt A, Control Alt S. This has got to get reworked just a little bit. Pull this one out too. Now we're going to Control Alt resize and Control Alt P, which is going to make the spot layer for us. Perfect. Spot layer is looking good. Control Alt semicolon. And then we're going to upload this to the update proofs page. And we can toggle the spot layer on and off. And we can see the proof.